Heyo, Relden here, bringing you games 5 and 6, hopefully, of the Warrior run. If you've seen the previous videos, got a pretty decent Warrior deck going on here. 3 and 1 so far. The one that I lost was a very, very close game. I mean, it was the first game against that rogue. As much as I am not a big fan of games devolving down to top decking wars, that definitely is an example of a game that came down to top decking, where fortunately it's one of those ones where I did not get what I needed. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. Got a weapon, Heroic Strike. This isn't too bad. The Heroic Strike gives me the latitude to take something somewhat beefy out early on, but the problem with that is it kind of does get in the way of the Fury War Axe. It's kind of giving me two things that do the same thing, but the War Axe lets me kill two things. Heroic Strike lets me kill one thing. So we're going to toss it. No Mission Inventor, again, I like the card. I just don't think I need it. It's one of those things where I'd rather draw it later rather than sooner. And Raging Worgen, oh no. We'll keep it. I mean, he's pretty good. Okay, so this is definitely going to set the tone for what we're going to do. I mean, I'm probably going to try to play this to set up a really good use of Brawl. So that's going to be the goal this game, is to try to maximize this Brawl. Basically, just kind of deflect his attacks or whatever he does, let him get creatures out, and then kill all but one of them.
Bring me steel.
With luck, the one that survives will be one of the crappy ones rather than one of the really strong ones, but, you never know. It's hard to say what's going to happen with this. So in the meantime, I'm basically going to be armoring up and kind of just stalling. Might end up dropping the Iron for Grizzly simply because it will likely stall him out for a turn. That might not even necessarily be something I have to do, to be honest. Things to do. Now, I do definitely want to get this War Axe out. But I feel like, let's get the War Axe out. We'll get it out this turn. Not going to attack. Next turn, we'll use the coin and Brawl. And then I'll stab whoever survives the Brawl with the axe. And we can go from there. Kind of trying to figure out what he's looking to do. Is he... That... What? That didn't... Okay. Well, that wasn't really expected. I think we may have a change of plans here. That just was nonsensical, pretty much. So yeah, we're gonna drop the Brawl plan. It's not actually necessary. He pretty much brawled himself. Yeah, this is definitely looking. Oh man, that's really good then. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna kill stuff and make things die. Let's see. He could have Demon Fire. What is the one thing for me to keep an eye out for? So I don't want to give him too much. I mean, I know he's definitely at a disadvantage here, but I don't want to give him a bunch of 3 health guys that he can just kill with one swoop. So I'm just going to get our Corsair out and see how he responds to that. definitely a situation where I would not mind pulling some sort of... Let's see, what can we do with this? Can certainly get armor up. Kill his Fen Creeper. Could actually get a use out of Commanding Shout, even, to keep my my Corsair on the table. Could have like a Mortal Coil or something like that he could use to fight back against it, but... Yeah, I think for this turn, we'll go ahead and do that.
No quarter.
And then we can get our weapon back out again. We'll see what is going on. Could drop a Infernal. That'd be a good, fairly good play for him at this point. Next turn, I am looking forward to getting the Spiteful Smith onto the table. Since that has a good amount of beef, and then it beefs up my weapon as well. In a perfect world, I'll draw Upgrade or something like that. Definitely hoping to pick up one of those Warsong commanders. Well, you really can't complain too much about getting Sylvanas. She's pretty mighty. No doubt about that. Gonna use this opportunity, though, to get the Spiteful Smith out onto the table. Yeah. With that 6 life, he's definitely difficult to kill. Warlocks tend to... They have one really, really good spell. I think it's Siphon Soul. It pretty much lets them kill something and then they heal themselves, but I believe it's rare, so you don't see it all that often.
Your magic shall not save you.
Yeah, I mean, Silence, that's kind of a waste on a 4/6, because he's still a 4/6. Okay. Got a couple options here. One would be to just go ahead and pop that Brawl right now and see where that leaves us.
No quarter.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that, because I can basically kill whatever survives. So we'll get our hits in on him, and then we'll drop the Brawl. And if one of his guys survive, then I'll just hit it. And if one of my guys survive, then the Brawl worked great. Yeah, whatever. Summoning Portal. Yeah, we'll just finish that off. So yeah, good old random chance in this game. That was probably... Ironically, that was probably the one thing that I didn't want to have survive, because that was the one thing that I couldn't kill with just one card use. And this is where having that Whirlwind still in hand would come in so incredibly handy. However, that isn't to say that we can't get some use out of... I think we're going to get... Yeah, I think we'll get Sylvanas on the table, because her Death Rattle is pretty handy. Yeah,
I have
we
no
got
time for
Sylvanas and armor up. And now he's kind of in a situation where if he attacks her at all, then I get whichever minion he doesn't attack with, and he doesn't really want to give me either of those two. Just kind of a bad trade. So I'm suspecting he'll probably just attack me directly, but then that leaves me with a 5/5 sitting on the table. So, I mean, his best case scenario will simply be to... definitely find that to be interesting. Think of, there's what the best way to maximize this situation is going to be. I know I'm probably going to be attacking his bodyguard with Sylvanas. She'll die, and then I'll get one of his guys, and I guess we'll have to just see what I get and then go from there. So let's give this a shot. It's not a bad one to get, as these things go. I'm going to see. So now the question is, do I want to try to clear his board, or do I want to... I mean, I can definitely take care of that. So that's not really that big of a deal now. Get rid of that raid leader. So that's not really too big of a deal. We'll get a taunt of our own out there, and we'll get the Gnomish Inventor so I can get my card draw. Yeah, that was pretty good, I'd say. And he's at 12, which isn't really that good for him, because his options for trading right now are not particularly stellar. Still wondering where my Warsong commanders are. If you recall, I've drafted 3 of them, and I'm pretty much halfway through the deck and haven't seen one yet. And that would be incredibly useful. I mean, that would pretty much be a game ender if I could draw it.
Your magic shall not save you.
To Northrend!
Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 life off of that working. That's pretty disappointing. So, well, what can we do barring that? Well, I feel like drawing some cards. So, take a couple hits. Drop Battle Rage, get me a couple cards, and see if I draw something. There we go. That is what I've been looking for. 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's try to think of what I can do with this now. Fortunately, I don't have any cheap guys I can use the Worgen, or I can use to get the Worgen set up. However... yeah, let's go ahead and...
Summoning portal open. Coming through.
wipe his board.
Already attacked.
Engaging TC-130 mental dislocator.
And... okay.
Give me a minute.
That definitely didn't go too badly. Fortunately, Brawl, of course, worked out about as... like, that is definitely an example where if that Brawl was, I would say, about... there's a 20% chance that it was going to be that stupid portal sitting around, and that, of course, was the one. I was pretty much okay with anything else sticking around on the table. That was the one I didn't want to see. But... yeah, hard to complain though. Still ended up winning. Although, I would put a lot of that onto how. I mean, with me not drawing a Warzone commander that game until pretty much the very end, where it really didn't end up doing a whole lot, I would tie most of the results of that game down to that guy killing his own taunt creature for really not a good reason. So I pretty much have the built-in combo here. Warsong Commander, Raging Worgen, that'll be good later. I like the Spiteful Smith, but I'm going first. I need something a little bit cheaper. That'll work.
My greetings.
If only I could survive until turn 9 with the cards I have in hand right now. That would be an incredible turn. You can drop all 3 of these at once. Yeah, that's probably not very likely going to happen. Let's see. Really, I really don't care enough to do anything about that stupid Squire this turn. I could silence it, but by next turn I'm just going to be dropping a Worgen. Well, now I'll silence it because... But now the silence is giving me a 2-for-1.
Job's done.
So, if I had just done that last turn, then basically I wouldn't have wasted that card from his hand. So I'm happy to have been in position to do that. Okay, let's see. 4 mana. What would be efficient right now? Only problem with dropping one of my one-cost guys, or with the Warzone commander this turn, is that it really doesn't give me an opportunity, or it gives him the opportunity to get a 2-for-1 card draw. So we're not going to do that. Same problem with the Bloodsail Raider. I'm actually just going to shield block as a result. Yeah, happy with that. Although Mad Bomber is not something I want to play with Acolyte of Pain out, because that really is just pinging him for a damage a time, or 1 point of damage at a time is really not a beneficial thing for me. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more into the meat and potatoes. I'm probably going to use Heroic Strike. We'll kill his Acolyte. He'll draw a card. I'm okay with that. Then I can get the Mad Bomber. Well, no, I'm not going to get the Mad Bomber going with the Berserker out. Yeah, this is a time when the Mad Bomber really is not exciting me all that much. But anyways, we'll go ahead, get that guy killed, and actually we'll just armor up some more. Now that I've made it to turn 6 with effectively 34 life, which is really not that bad. My setup right now has been heavily geared towards trying to survive long enough to get this whole Worgen Warsong Commander thing going, and pretty much there. So. Okay. So let's see, what are things I can do? I can drop the commander, use everything else haste, that lets me drop a Worgen. The Worgen hits the Berserker. I mean, I guess the Worgen could kill the Berserker, but he dies as well. And then the Drake kills the Warsong Commander. That's really not that great of a trade. I'm going to say that I'm not really that interested in doing that, per se. Other options, I don't really want to drop the Mad Bomber while the Berserker is still on the table. So I think what we're going to do is get the Farseer out, and we'll get a Set Raider out. this will... I'm assuming he'll probably attack them. It'll weaken his guys and potentially make my combo next turn a little bit stronger. Because then I'll drop the Mad Bomber down and be able to actually finish his guys off. Oh, right, spell power. Completely, that slipped my mind. Well, now I wouldn't mind drawing a Brawl. Hey, yep, nope. Yeah, like it was actually going to give me the card that I was hoping it would give me. That would be crazy. Okay, so now we're kind of getting into the situation where I definitely want to start picking up these guys. I've got 2 Worgens, so I don't really need to worry too much about that. So we'll get this Worgen up for now. I'm actually surprised he didn't attack with the Berserker. I mean, even if he was going to Starfall to kill my guys, I'm surprised he didn't attack with the Berserker just to turn him into a 5/5 instead of leaving him as a 2/7. He's probably afraid of me having like Execute or something like that, which I did not draft this game. But that's the pretty common warrior spell that just just flat out gets kill any damaged creatures. Here's that Brawl that I was hoping for. Excellent. Come on, leave him with something crappy. Thank you, game. For once. Come on, Bomber. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Thank you. I'll take those 2 hits with pride. That went really well. That's basically the situation that spell is. That's like the best case scenario you can hope for.
Ready for this?
Okay, let's see, what are we going to get? Upgrade. This would be great if I actually had another weapon. What does the upgrade actually do for me? So I'm back in that situation where even if I wanted to, I'm not going to be able to take that back. I could kill his Archmage this turn. It would trade the Mad Bomber, that knocks him down to 4. And then I'd have to also trade, I'd have to upgrade, hit myself for 4. Yeah, the trade I'd have to do in order to make that work really is just not all that worth it. What I really want is to get one of my other weapons and then upgrade it. So I'm going to hold off on actually playing upgrade for right now.
My greetings.
Yeah, I'm going to guess he doesn't have another Starfall, so we're just going to go
Have enough mana.
on the offensive this turn.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Coming through.
I must choose.
Yeah, I really need to draw something that lets me actually draw more cards. That's... Also wouldn't mind drawing a Spellbreaker right now.
Where shall I strike?
Yeah, that is not what I need at all, really. Let's see, I'm going to get hit for 10 next turn. I'm probably dead, most likely. I really don't have an answer for that Archmage. And I can't really get through anything else while that Archmage is sitting out on the table. I could hit him for 5, trading both of my guys, hit him for 6 if I wanted to hit myself. Yeah, at the moment, I've got the mana, but dropping more stuff that doesn't have taunt or anything like that is just not really beneficial. And all he really needs is a... I was going to say if he had like another Starfall or Moon Shot or something. Moonbeam. And let's see. That is still going to not be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the best damage. So I could kill the Ironbark Protector and then I die anyway. So I will give him a concession. Yep, and that is unfortunately sometimes what ends up happening with the difficulty with just not really having the card draw and not having the level of character removal. As I had said in previous games, I'm pretty well counting in this deck on I'm needing to get those weapons in order to be able. They're pretty much my stand-in for character removal, and yeah, that game saw me not get anything of that nature. And that pretty much is the reason why you want to try to get executes, you want to get cleaves, you want to get those things that you can use to actually kill your opponent's creatures early on so that you can actually get some advantage against them. So yeah, I think I'm going to close this particular video off here since we've got 2 games, and we'll have a final segment where we'll go on to Game 7. So I will see you later.